So we're going to do another stories about animals, treasured tales of childhood. This one is number 2 in the series. It was gifted by a family friend. This was published back in 1974. So it is 50 years old, pretty much. So treasured tales of childhood, stories about animals, put together by Barbara Simons and Ruth Rooney. Published by the Southwestern Company, Nashville, Tennessee. Copyright 1974 by the Southwestern Company. And most of these stories are earlier than that. Some of them, for example, The Little Pigs is 1965. Goodness. So in previous videos, we've read The Three Little Pigs, The Little Red Hen, The Three Billy Goats Gruff, The Wolf and Seven Kids. Let's just go ahead and order, and we're going to read Peter Rabbit. All right, let's look here. We got the Little Red Hen. We got the Billy Goats Gruff. We got the goats. All right. All right. So, Peter Rabbit. That is Peter Rabbit. I think you know the story, but we'll have to read it together. Now, I love that you see his little cottontail there in the mirror and that they're all dressed in fine clothes. So, this one has illustrations by Carl and Mary HAUGE, probably. And it's copyright the Whitman Publishing Company. Alright. Once upon a time, there were 4 little rabbits called Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. If you can imagine, Peter must be the boy. Although this one also is wearing pants. We've got, 2 in pants? So maybe it's a boy? It's kind of hard to tell. I think Cottontail is supposed to be a boy. I'm going to show you my friend Flopsy. Hello. Hello. I got Flopsy when I was a little girl. She was handmade. So I'm just going to have her be my assistant over here. Hello. All right. One day, Mrs. Rabbit said to them, "Today you may go to the woods and pick berries." The rabbits all scurried to tie their shoes. Ooh, they've got shoes. And put on their hats and look for their blackberry pails. Oh, they're so excited. They're gonna help. Look how excited they are. They have special pails and everything like that. This book has a little bit of a rip. That's okay, though. Soon they were on their way. "And remember," called Mrs. Rabbit, "not to go near old Mr. McGregor's garden." And then she tied on her bonnet and hurried off to the market to buy brown bread and currant buns. That sounds yummy, currant buns. But look, they're all dressed up with shoes, and their little white tails are so cute. I like how the mother's always waving a handkerchief. Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail, good little rabbits, began to fill their pails with berries. But Peter, a naughty little rabbit, went directly to Mr. McGregor's garden. "You were just told not to go there, Peter." He had never seen so many beautiful vegetables. He ate carrots, radishes, and French beans. Then, not feeling well, he probably ate too much, he looked for some parsley. But as he was nibbling the parsley, he heard the scritch, scratch sound of Mr. McGregor's hoe. Peter was so frightened that he jumped, and then Mr. McGregor was after him, waving his hoe and shouting, "Stop, thief!" Oh my goodness. I love that. Look how much fancier Peter's outfit is than the farmer's. Oh, he's got all these brass buttons on his outfit. I think it's so funny. Oh my gosh. So funny. Peter ran through the rows of vegetables so fast that he lost his shoes, among the potatoes, and one in the cabbages. Oh no! He looked over his shoulder. Mr. McGregor was running close behind him, waving his hoe as he ran. Peter might have got away if he had not caught the buttons of his jacket in a gooseberry net. Oh no, the fancy buttons! The fancy buttons I thought were too fancy. They were trouble. It was a blue jacket with pretty brass buttons, quite new. Peter began to cry. Oh, he's just a little boy. Two friendly sparrows heard him and begged him to hurry away. They're probably saying, just slip out of the coat, man. You can do it. Mr. McGregor was just ready to pop a sieve over Peter's head when he finally pulled his paws out of his sleeves and scurried away between two rows of lettuce. He ran into the tool shed and Mr. McGregor close behind, with Mr. McGregor close behind. Peter jumped into a watering can. Doop, he hiding. What a perfect place to hide. Mr. McGregor began to overturn flower pots, thinking that Peter might be hiding under one of them. He looked and looked. Poor Peter had jumped into a watering can half full of water, and just as Mr. McGregor was about to go back to his hoeing, Peter sneezed. Achoo! And then Mr. McGregor was after him again. Oh no! Just when he was about to give up. Up and down and among the rows they ran. Finally, Mr. McGregor had to give up. And so he went back to his onions. I guess that's what he was hoeing, huh? Peter looked around. He saw a door in a stone wall. He tried to squeeze under it, but he had eaten too many carrots and radishes and French beans. There wasn't enough room for a fat little rabbit. Oh, he seems like he would be good in a stew. Ho, 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 ho. Sorry, that's my villain voice talking. Peter sat down and began to cry. A mouse came by who was gathering vegetables for her family. Peter asked her the way to the gate, but she had a large pea in her mouth and couldn't answer his question. See, you can't talk with your mouth full. It just doesn't work out. Oh, Peter's going to ask all the animals, isn't he? Peter looked around. He saw a white cat watching a goldfish in a pond. Ooh, that cute cat wants to eat that fish. He had heard about cats from his cousin, Benjamin Bunny. So he passed without speaking. Then, quite near, Peter heard a scratch sound. He hid behind a large cabbage, but presently, as nothing happened, he jumped up on a wheelbarrow and peeked over the side. There was old Mr. McGregor hoeing onions, and beyond him, on the other side of him, was the gate. Ooh, we're gonna have to pass the farmer to escape. Oh my. All right. Peter ran for the gate, squeezed underneath it, and didn't stop running till he was deep in the woods. Old Mr. McGregor hung up Peter's little jacket and shoes as a scarecrow to frighten away the birds. Peter never stopped running till he got to his cozy little home under the fir tree. He was so tired he flopped in a heap at the foot of the stairs and fell fast asleep. That's not a very safe place to sleep, but at least he's home. Mrs. Rabbit was busy in the kitchen. She looked at Peter and wondered what had happened to his clothes. It was the second little jacket and pair of shoes he had lost that week. Really? Second pair he lost that week. What's he been doing? Maybe he'll learn a lesson this time. Hopefully. Peter didn't feel very well that evening, so Mother Rabbit tucked him into bed just a little bit early. She made him some chamomile tea. It's supposed to be very soothing, and gave a spoonful to poor Peter. Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail had fresh bread and milk and blackberries for supper. Ooh, the good little bunnies got extra awesome treats because they did what they were supposed to, whereas Peter did not. The end. But he did get home safe, and his mama didn't punish him. She just let him rest. So, what do you think of that, Flopsy? That's a good question, Miss Flopsy. But I think that good little rabbits get rewarded, don't they? All right. Well, thank you so much for listening, and you have a great day.